So before I left beautiful Tangal, I made sure to say hi to the street doggies and eat some of the most incredible food ever. That food was prepared by a girl that I met a year prior, and she just had a baby. So I went to see her and eat her delicious food. Um, and the last evening there, we had some nice conversation and watched the boys play a local game called Carom. So it's kind of like shuffleboard with your fingers. But people from India and Sri Lanka have been playing it for so long. One of the highlights of Tangal is Aga coffee, which is locally sourced, and not to mention the beautiful breakfast I was served before I headed out on my motorbike to see what I could see. So I took off in the morning and I just drove and drove and drove. I was planning on going to a different beach location, but I found myself, per usual, off my plan. So I ended up in a place called Katragama, and this place is known for its temples. But little did I know I was about to find a hostel unlike any hostel I'd ever stayed at in my life. And I definitely wanted to showcase it because it was something special. And I know how much Suze and Emma love animals. So peep this place I found. Oh, look. Sausage dog. I got all sorts of birds. Chipmunks. I don't actually know where I'm at, but I'm happy to be here. So not only were there so many incredible animals, which I'll continue to show you, it was a beautiful blend of Hindu and Buddhist culture. Everything from Shiva to Ganesh to Buddha to the Shivling. Just a really nice, religious blend on the banks of a river. I don't know what the river name was, but it was such a joy to find because none of this was planned. I just found a cheap hostel and I showed up, and this is where it was. So it was really a treat. Sometimes hostels are less than desirable, and I actually try to avoid them just because I don't like sharing space with loads of strangers. But this was one of the coolest, actually the coolest hostel I've ever stayed at. It was called Humba Hut, something like that, in Kataragama. And the more I walked around, the more cool stuff I saw, from this little guy to this warthead duck. Like, I think that's just what he looks like. Nothing's wrong with him. He just is a unique fella. So they also had my favorite dog ever, the sausage dog. And once I am able to put some roots down, I'll definitely be getting a sausage dog. They had local food. This was for like maybe £1. And it's the first time in my life I can eat an entire plate of food. So I'm still thrilled with that every time it happens. The guinea pigs here are pets and not food, like in Peru. They serve tea out of coconut cups. And when I went out back, I was like, hey, look at this. Dude, this place is so dope. Beware of crocodiles. Hopefully they're kidding. Look at that. So many cool animals in one place, and they were all well fed. There was access to water. They were in a clean environment. Most of them were rescued. Either they had a parent die or whatever the case, but the owners taken them under their wing and really provided good care for them. The peacocks were wild, but they're still so cool. And once the sun set, the drumming began. Come along on the journey. Kataragama.